All right. Here's how the field of draft works. You got to draft a quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, flex. It's a half-point PPR format. Draft order is order of finish from last week. I've been basically in the basement this entire time. I suck. Everybody's chasing Monty right now, the pride of Iowa, getting it done. He's like Dallas Clark in his prime out there right now. It's utterly ridiculous. So he is batting leadoff. Brando finished in second. He is number 2. Ryan, you're third. And I go back-to-back picks, picking last. It is a snake draft order. So hopefully your boy is going to get off the schneid and actually make this thing stupid competitive. It's still early, guys. And I'm just slow playing this, artificially inflating your confidence because I'm bringing the noise this week, which means somebody's going to get hurt. By the way, George Kittle placed on IR because of me. I drafted him early on this exercise. CeeDee Lamb last week, high ankle sprain, going to miss the next 3-4 weeks. Why? I drafted him. I am a curse. I am a blight. I am responsible for just cratering your fantasy franchise, so I apologize whenever I select this evening. But, Monty, you're up first. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, flex. Who do you got?
Yeah, I think there's an obvious way to go about this, and that's Packers against the Cowboys, but I refuse. I will never draft a Packer. I'd rather lose. So instead, I'm going to go James Cook against the Saints. He's got the extra rest coming off playing Thursday last week, so James Cook.
All right, I'll roll with James Cook, a man who is practically automatic to get you a touchdown every week. He has scored in 17 of his last 22 games. I'm liking that one quite a bit. Brando, you're up next. What's your selection? Are you going to go with a Packer?
I'm not going to go with a Packer. I'm also not going to go with anybody that you're high on lately, Brad, because it's not working well. I went with Chase Brown last week, and that's why Monty beat me.
Oh, no.
All right.
No, yeah.
I'm also going to start off with a running back, though. And I'm going to start off with a running back in San Diego. Well, Los Angeles now. Should still be in San Diego. And I'm going to start off with Omarion Hampton. I told you last week he was going to break out, and he did. And I'm going to stick with him again this week, especially with the injury to Najee Harris. So Omarion Hampton will start me off in round 1.
Legitimate soothsayer you are, and I thank goodness that you were correct in that assessment with that Hampton breakout. Ryan, you're up next. Quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, flex. The board is wide open. Who are you taking?
I'm going to go with Jonathan Taylor, who right now is averaging 112 rushing yards per game. I know Philly just held Saquon Barkley in check, only 2.6 yards per carry, but overall this season, giving up 127 yards on the ground. And JT could still catch a couple balls out of the backfield as well. So I'll go Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, my pick to lead the NFL in rushing yards come years in at plus 250. You can still get that. All right, I'm wearing the poop emoji for a reason. Again, I am dead last by a wide margin, a guy who covers fantasy football for a living, so I've been cursing this, which is only appropriate that I should curse a Green Bay Packer. You guys aren't taking one? I'll take him. Love ya. Jordan Love is pick number 1 for me. I will go ahead and take him. And then pick number 2. All right, I'm checking the list right now. Oh, yeah. Let's just go ahead and do this. Bijan Robinson. The comeback is beginning. I can feel it right now. At least 5 touchdowns and roughly 550 yards for the Atlanta Falcons, taking on the Washington Commanders there at home. Ryan, back to you. Again, you went Jonathan Taylor with their first pick, so you got a quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, or flex. And, folks, also it is a standard flex, not a super flex position.
All right, I'm going to go with Jackson Smith and Jigba tomorrow night against Arizona. I like this matchup quite a bit. Sam Darnold has been excellent on play-action passes. Arizona right now allowing a perfect passer rating on play-action passes. JSN, the yards per route run, all the numbers, all the metrics are outstanding right now. So I'll roll with him tomorrow night.
Yeah, I think he's going to be good for at least 8 catches. He's seeing over 40% of the target share. That's outrageous. So high-volume guy, going to eat. Remember, he was sick last week and still went off for 5 catches and a touchdown. He was tremendous. He's going to be one of the league leaders in receiving yards and receptions this year. All right, Brando, you went with one of my guys I was targeting, Amari Hampton, with your first pick. So give me a quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, or a flex.
Yeah, so I'm going to go quarterback here, and I'm going to go with my guy. I'm going to go with Caleb Williams, the guy that Mike Montgomery last week chose and won the week with. He's going to do it again this week against the Las Vegas Raiders. Give me Caleb Williams.
Yeah, good call. And a guy that's here to stay, I think, in the quarterback one ranks. And even in 10-team leagues, like, you got to start buying into the belief that Caleb Williams is the real deal Holyfield in this Ben Johnson offense with the weapons surrounding him, and the fact that he has become one of those really primo scoring duelists, really raising the floor with those rush yards. I think he's going to tee off in Vegas against the Las Vegas Raiders. All right, Monty, back-to-back picks. You went the Ship Boy RD or running backs and James Cook with your first selection. Give me two and preferably lousy picks at quarterback, wide receiver, tight end, or flex.
It could turn out lousy, we'll see, but I'm going to go on the flip side of Caleb Williams. I'm going to go Geno Smith. I don't really see what's changed for the Bears other than they played a bad Cowboys team without their best weapon. So give me Geno Smith, and then I'm going to stack him with Jacoby Myers. Maybe. We'll see. I like my chances.
All right, Jacoby Myers. Yeah, I like that stack quite a bit. Jacoby Myers, I feel, is one of the most underrated wide receivers in the league. Guy line up in the slot, it can work outside. Hasn't scored a touchdown yet, but his floor is 4 catches for like 60 yards, especially against Chicago. It could be like a 5, 6, maybe as much as a 7-catch game, northward of 75 yards at a touchdown. And I also bet Geno Smith today over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I got it -120. Love that wager. I think it's going to be a multi-TD performance. Probably going to be his finest fantasy performance to date this season because the Bears, they stink. Not as bad as Dallas in that defensive backfield, but they're pretty bad. All right, Brando, you went Caleb Williams, speaking of the Bears, at quarterback. Lamar Hampton at running back. I need a wide receiver, tight end, or flexy sexy. What do you have?
I'm going to go with my flex position. I'm going to go to a Monday night game so that I have something to cheer for when we're sitting here on Monday night watching the game with no sound. I'm going to go with Devon A-Chain. Give me the A-Chain at my flex position against the Jets defense. I think he's going to run wild on Monday night.
All right, you will eventually learn how to pronounce it. It's A-Chan. I got taught by the Miami School of Proper Pronunciations last year. It is not A-Chain anymore. It is A-Chan now. And if you have a plan, well, you do, because having him there in the flex is a sweat out Monday night. He's probably going to catch 6, 7 balls. I love betting that guy on live receiving yard props, especially if Miami gets any kind of deficit, and I'm praying they will, against possibly the Justin Fields. He's trending in the right direction to return, led in NY, Jets, Jets. Ryan, you're up next. Jonathan Taylor, running back. You went with your first pick, JSN, Jackson Smith and Jigba, who should go off tomorrow night down there in the desert. I need a quarterback, a tight end, or a flex. Give it to me.
I'm going to go quarterback, and I'm going to go Drake May, actually, against the Carolina Panthers this weekend. Bad defense, and I think he might even score a rushing touchdown. I've been impressed the last couple of weeks. We'll go back to Drake May this weekend.
All right, Drake May is the play. Mayday, a borderline QB1 right now in fantasy leagues. No matter the scoring system, it's Carolina. There's no way in hell they're going to be able to duplicate the defensive effort they showed last week. 30-0? 30-0 over Atlanta. You should get kicked out of the league. Should be contracted for that. All right, I got 2 picks. Bijan Robinson, Jordan Love is where I went with my first couple of selections. Brando, earmuffs, buddy. I hate to do this, but I'm taking a bear. Rome Odunze with one of the selections. Again, I think Rome Odunze is going to go off. I'm going to ladder him in the player props market. Again, I already bet the over 54.5. It's up to 58.5. I'd still keep taking the over on that. Then I got to go flex here, and I'm going to go with a Monday night special. The other game, the Bengals are done. Give me J.K. Dobbins of the Denver Broncos. I think he's going to find the end zone, get you around 60 to 70 combined yards as well. there in a home matchup against those sorrowful Cats from the Queen City. Ryan, tight end flex, what do you have?
Tight end, I will go with, you know what? Give me Tyler Warren against the Rams. Not the best matchup, but they're dogs in the game. 3.5-point dogs. They got the most efficient offense in the league. They just punted for the first time last week. Give me Tyler Warren.
All right, Tyler Warren, a guy who's been a king of consistency so far. Probably going to get you at least 6 to 8 targets. Really good shot for 4 to 6 receptions. Brando, Caleb Williams, Amari Hampton, and Devon Achane. Any name you're going to butcher in this one?
Yeah, absolutely. Actually, I'm going to go tight end here. I'm going to go with Dalton Kincaid. I almost did butcher it. I called him Concade. Dalton Kincaid. I'm going to go with Dalton Kincaid against the New Orleans Saints because it's the Saints, and why not?
Yeah, and it's pronounced acetaminophen as well. Monty, you went Geno Smith, James Cook, Jacoby Myers. I need a tight end or a flex. What do you have?
Well, first, I'm going to be really annoyed when J.K. Dobbins gets out for the year, so thanks for picking him. And then I'm going to go Jake Ferguson at tight end. Packers have been successful to them, and they're going to be throwing a lot, so give me him.
Good pick.
And he had a 13-catch game last week, and he had no CD Lamb. You got another pick here because you got back-to-back, so give me your flex.
Give me Keenan Allen against the Giants. Hopefully he can keep it up.
Yeah, that's a good call. Keenan Allen's been like throwback good so far this season, and that high-flying Chargers offense. All right, that's a team. Geno Smith, James Cook, Jacoby Myers, Jake Ferguson. I'm jealous of that one. And Keenan Allen. Mirando, Caleb Williams, Amari Hampton, Dalton Kincaid, Devon Achane. I need a wide receiver.
All right, well, I'm going to go with one that I've said is going to be good all year long, and he has proven me right. Give me Quentin Johnston. This week. I think he's a stud. We got about 90 seconds left, so I'll be quick.
All right, good. And I will be quick, too. Ryan, Drake May, Jonathan Taylor, Jackson Smith-Njigba, Tyler Warren, Flexi Sexy time. Give me a pick.
I'm going to go Josh Jacobs, even though he's questionable against Dallas. He only averaged about 1.9 yard per carry against the Browns. I think he bounces back this weekend.
All right, and I got one more selection at tight end. Jordan Love, Bijan Robinson, Roma Dunze, J.K. Dobbins. I'm going to go with Hunter Henry of the New England Patriots, coming off a monster performance last week. I love the matchup against Carolina Panthers. They've been susceptible to the tight end position.
You have to repick for J.K. Dobbins because you already picked him once this year.
Oh.
I did?
You did. First one of the year, fellas. First one of the year goes to the dunce cap.
Proud of myself.
Yeah, I'm a giant boob for that one. I'm going to have to figure this out because I crossed everybody off my list. I tell you what, we got to take a little siesta. I will figure this out during the break. I'll give you the pick on the flip side. I suck. I really do. I might have to spend the next 24 hours at a Waffle House eating stacks of waffles to shave off time that a lot of people do. Or some people get tattoos in unwanted places. Right now, I'm imagining, that couple that was caught at the Coldplay concert being on my inner thigh here in short order. So I got to get my crap together and in a hurry. So here are the rosters of our Field the Draft fantasy football exercise that we just did in the last segment. Monty went first. He went Geno Smith, James Cook, Jacoby Myers, so that Geno and Jacoby stack against our Chicago Bears and Keenan Allen. Next up was Brandon. Staying in that game, Caleb Williams, great pick. Amari Hampton, Quentin Johnston, he ain't scared that he is going to have a letdown. Dalton Kincaid and Devon Achane catches a lot of balls and certainly could be the case against the Jets. Ryan was picking third when Drake May, Jonathan Taylor, Jackson Smith-Njigba, who's going to see in action tomorrow. I'm going to have some action on him in the player props market, I can tell you that. Tyler Warren and Josh Jacobs, a touchdown scoring machine. And I went Jordan Love to love ya. In a great match against the Cowboys, which means 5 yards, 5 picks, and probably an injury, knowing my luck. Bijan Robinson, Roma Dunze, Hunter Henry, and I screwed up. And Brandon corrected me and said, hey, man, you already took J.K. Dobbins. And once you take a player, you can't take him again. I'm going with the double tight end formation. I need a sweat for tomorrow. I'm going with the Bridezilla, Trey McBride of the Arizona Cardinals. The Seahawks rank inside the top 5 in most fantasy points allowed so far this season of plus-size targets, and that dude is a beast. Horvat, what do you think about that swap out? A good one?
Yeah, I think that's a good swap, man. Also, I'm kind of glad that you were the first person to draft the player that you had already previously drafted, because every show I'm like, don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. So much that I even asked Brando for, the list. And so I'm glad that you took the honors. Now I won't feel bad when I do it probably next week.